cities in the south. Steph?
America's Morning Headquarters has you covered all morning long. Alex Wallace and Jen Carfagno are here with a look at what's coming up at 9 a.m. Hi, guys.
Hey, good morning, Steph.
Good morning to you. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, we're continuing our Best in State series. This is where we kind of highlight the best thing in all 50 of our states. And today takes us to New England.
And they say that good things come in small packages. This is only 30 minutes at max from the beach.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew
Like,
Jen
why
was
don't
going
I
right
live
to the
there?
beach. Yeah, Rhode Island's definitely your place. Have you guys been to Rhode Island before?
No, I haven't.
No, and so is the beach best in state? Gotta watch.
Gotta watch to find out.
Yeah.
All
Talk
right,
about
good.
a tease.
Yeah, and how about this weekend? You know, in the south, going to be super wet.
Yeah. We'll have it all covered for you.
Through the mid-morning hours to get you ready for the big events in your neighborhood.
The Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast, and we do have the chance for more storms today. But let me tell you, we're getting towards the end of this really stormy stretch, so hang in there.
That's exactly right. I mean, a few days in a row, but you know by the third or fourth day, things aren't quite as put together.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, I think you're right, the end of this multi-day severe
but
weather.
I mean, there's still a risk, and so we will get through all of that.
So we do get rid of the, I shouldn't say get rid of, but we temper down the severe.
Yeah.
But we still keep the rain around in some
that's
areas.
true.
So it's not going to necessarily be bright, beautiful rainbows and unicorns.
It's not October, so there's that, right? Also, our Best in State series continues today. Today, we're going to Rhode Island.
Yes, smallest state in the U.S., the country, and some big things happening there. So we'll show you what is best in state.
I've been there many times. It is a beautiful state.
Oh,
Yep.
All right.
Well, after a week loaded with wet and stormy weather,
Down a bit for many of us.
the pendulum is swinging here. Let's take you into downtown Atlanta. I'm standing virtually in Centennial Olympic Park, where temperatures have really been boiling up the last few days. They continue today before a dramatic drop off next week. But then we do go back up again. So remember that ride, the Sea Dragon? It still exists. Here you go to some of the amusement parks or some of the fairs. It's up, and then it swings through, and then it goes back up again. And so let's look at that. Atlanta's one example. Temperatures today, 85. Still warm tomorrow, 79 degrees. But then we drop down. But then we start that warming back up trend. So we'll look at just how the temperatures are going to change over a lot of the South over the next 5 to 7 days. We have right now still a lot of warmth to talk about across the country. Again, on the Sea Dragon, we're up here and we're waiting to swing through. We're above average for now by 5 to 10 degrees, but there's the swing that's coming. I mean, temperatures dropping 5 to 15 degrees below average. We're feeling it already in Texas, and we'll feel it into parts of the southeast as that pendulum swings on through. 80s in North Carolina, South Carolina, upper 80s in Charleston. Look at that. Orlando, it's going to be hot temps in the 90s today. Now, a reminder, in your scorching car scale, our cars will heat up very quickly. 91 degrees outside in Jacksonville in just 10 minutes, 110 degrees, very dangerous inside your car. But even in Nashville, where the pendulum is through, we are down on the cooler side. We are going to be looking at only 67 outside, 86 in your car in 10 minutes, 101. That's dangerous in just 30 minutes. Here's a look at how things are going to change and why. We've got a dip in the jet stream that's digging in, and that's going to help send temperatures running 15, 20 degrees below average as we get through the weekend. Part of the story is that the clouds and rain will be around too, helping to keep down those temperatures. Look at 60s, upper 60s, all the way down to New Orleans. As we get you through next week, though, watch what happens. The jet stream retreats back up north again, and the pendulum swings back. So we're up, we're down, and then we come back up again, just like the Sea Dragon. Let's look at those temperatures by early next week. Texas rebounding back into the 70s. We're still on the cooler side across the southeast, but we'll start coming back up again. And Houston, here's a good example. 84 degrees today. We cool down by Sunday. We're only in the mid-60s for high temperatures. Then we're back up, average high 81. We're back to 81 on Tuesday and even a little above by Wednesday with 83 degrees. Now, you're wondering how long this is going to last. I mean, Tallahassee, we see it happening end of weekend, early next week. We're back to 85 degrees. Well, as we get into that last week of April, we are expecting to go above average right across the middle of the country. But the Northeast and the West, Alex, are the spots that are likely to be below average.
Seeing where that ridge may be, for the most part, going to be on the lighter side. So not a big, powerful system, but, you know, if it was the winter time, it'd be one of those, you know, kind of 2, 3 to 4 inch total rainfall issues or snowfall issues.
Yeah. It could be.
But no snow this time.
Nope. But, it, you know, end of April, it does still snow, just not very often. All right, our Best in State series highlight
from my car into the building. I did not have an umbrella or a raincoat, and it was raining.
So it was 100% chance of rain.
I don't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I think that was the problem.
So it's important to know your forecast. Let's see, one more coming in from Chase. This is the age-old question. Does it mean 50% of the area is going to be covered, or does it mean that you have a 50% chance?
People ask me all the time, is it going to rain today? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's almost impossible to say it is going to rain.
Unless it's raining.
Exactly. I mean, it really is. But yeah, it's one of those great questions that, as you said, we always get. So we are asking you how you kind of interpret it.
Especially in the summer when you're dealing with convective stuff. When you have a weather system moving in, you can see it on the radar, you can time it out, you're like, I got it. No problem. But summertime thunderstorms, forget it. I always opted out of the forecast contest that we're in like Miami in July. I'm like, nah, it's not going to do it. I
do think it's valuable, though. You know, uncertainty is really sort of unrespected piece of information.
I like that word, unrespected.
All right, well, you can go to Threads, send us your comments. If you have any pics or video, you can share them with us using the hashtag YesTV.
Was giving this thunderstorm an opportunity to remain by itself, which is important because those are more tornadic oftentimes than those lines.
We often talk about, when we look at a forecast here, it's those cells that develop out ahead of the main line are the ones that may rotate, which is what happened in this case. All of them didn't, but that one did.
This one did. So let's animate this guy forward and show you that it had an opportunity to remain by itself as it moved on eastbound. There it was, let's say by about 5-ish o'clock. There, that classic kidney bean shape that you guys were talking about. This was a supercell thunderstorm, a tornadic one, that had some individual characteristics that was not influenced by a lot of thunderstorms around it until later, which is what happened as all these storms eventually lined up in a way that then mitigated or reduced the tornado threat, because all these storms in a line like that, they're all competing for the same air mass. You end up getting these cold pools, these gust fronts. It doesn't allow the same type of rotation in these thunderstorms. And that's exactly what happened.
And it was just before that took place, right? Where the tornado happened, it was by itself, and then the tornado happened, and then boom, things lined up. So it was a very short window of opportunity for that to take place.
Do you think if the tornado hadn't been spawned by that supercell, would we have had any tornado reports yesterday?
That seemed to be the only supercell that was willing to do it. And let's leave you with this video again, because I kind of want to go back to
That's a reasonable take. I think that's a reasonable way to kind of look at it. That's kind of how I see it. You see a 60% chance of rain, just be ready for it. That's all.
I'm not rescheduling.
No.
It's got to be 100% in my mind.
And how many times do you get 100% chance of rain?
Maybe 90,
90, 90 is more usual than 100. I mean, it's tough to get 100%. You got to be real sure for 100%.
All right, well, you can go to Threads, send us your comments, share your pics and video with us using the hashtag YesTV.
Let's get into the out there, because hours getting you ready for the big events in your neighborhood.
The Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast. Now, we do have some risk of storms today, maybe severe, though things are finally kind of waning down. We've had a really busy multi-day stretch.
Yeah, it seems it's a little past its peak, but that doesn't mean you need to let your guard down, because some storms could still be severe, and that could bring gusty winds, hail, and, really overall severe weather is not a good thing you want to contend with.
And we should see less of that this weekend, but not less of rain opportunities.
A lot of plans going to be disrupted by this. It's kind of like peak yard sale season, I think, for the weekend garage sales. We'll see if the rain washes you out. Also, it is Friday, so our Best in State series continues. Today, we're going to Rhode Island.
Yeah, just learned that fun fact that you can drive from west to east border of the state in under an hour. Small state, but big things happening.
As I said earlier, I've been there many times. It's a beautiful state, although I've never lived there, Alex.